College football is a very popular sport in America. I'm sure you've all been exposed to it at some point or another, whether it was going to a game in person or watching a game on TV. As Michigan State students, many of you can understand the importance of football Saturdays. Most of you partake in the festivities such as going to a football game and watching it in the student section or tailgating before the games. Michigan State has a common goal in all their sports before the season, and that is to compete for national titles and be the best team in the country. The 2015 Michigan State football team has outstanding potential to compete in the college football playoffs for the first time in program history. There are many factors you need to weigh when looking at a football team and why it could make the college football playoffs. First, I'm going to need to inform you on the college football playoff structure and what you need to do to get there. Next, I will explain Michigan State's 2015 schedule. And third, I will explain how they can conquer that schedule and reach the playoffs for the first time in program history due to the returning starters and the culture in East Lansing. Many of you have probably heard about the college football playoffs and the controversy it's generated, but allow me to further explain this playoff system. The college football playoff system is good for college football, but can be confusing at times. The new way of deciding a national championship is through a system that picks the best 4 teams in college football to play for the title game. According to the College Football Playoff Committee's overview online, there's a 13-member selection committee that decides the 4 teams. The committee ranks the teams based on conference championships, strength of schedule, head-to-head results, and other factors. This playoff can create controversy, however. For example, last year, the 4 teams selected in order were Alabama 1, Oregon 2, Florida State 3, and Ohio State 4. The teams that came 5th and 6th in these rankings, Baylor and TCU, were extremely disappointed and felt they deserved to be in the playoffs over Ohio State. They felt they were a better team than Ohio State. However, when Ohio State went and won the national title, it proved the playoff committee's credibility and proved that they did, in fact, pick the best 4 teams. Now that everyone understands the college football playoff system, let's look at the Spartans' schedule and see the route they'll have to take to make the playoffs. The Spartans' 2015 schedule creates a difficult season for them, but that is what it takes to make these playoffs. Michigan State's schedule contains, according to Phil Steele, the College Football Magazine, it contains 5 road games and 7 home games. The toughest home games are Oregon and Penn State. The road slate is much tougher. It includes Ohio State, Nebraska, and Michigan. The strength of schedule will undoubtedly be in Michigan State's favor. In theory, to make the playoffs, you have to win your conference championship and you cannot have more than 1 loss. This means if Michigan State were to lose, it would have to be a non-conference loss. If Michigan State lost in conference, it would likely be to Ohio State, and that means Ohio State would likely win the conference championship. The most likely non-conference loss would come to Oregon. If we lost the game to Oregon but won the rest of our games, we would still make the college football playoffs. Hopefully we can just win every game. Having a general understanding over the playoff systems and the schedule, it's time to talk about the most important factor, the culture and the roster of the team. The culture surrounding the football team and the returning roster is the best it has ever been in MSU history. The culture surrounding Michigan State's football team is outstanding. For the first time in a long time, there's truly a winning atmosphere in East Lansing. During the last 2 years, Michigan State has compiled a record of 24 wins and 3 losses. This includes a Big Ten championship, a Rose Bowl, a Cotton Bowl victory, and destroying Michigan 2 years in a row. Michigan State's starting safety Curtis Drummond said it best when he said, "We've been a part of the culture change where going to a bowl game is expected and anything less than 10 or 9 wins is a disappointment." Equally as important as culture is the team's actual roster. Once again, according to Phil Steele's College Football Review, Michigan State has 7 returning players on offense and 7 on defense. This includes third-year starting quarterback Connor Cook, 4 of the 5 offensive linemen, and a defensive line that was completely dominant in 2014. With a great roster and the right culture, this team is ready to take the next step to compete for a championship. With all the talent Michigan State has this year, the college football playoff truly is the expectation. After gathering an understanding of the college football playoffs, analyzing the Spartans' schedule, and having an overview of the culture and the returning roster, it's very understandable why this is the expectation. In 2012, Mark D'Antonio made the prophecy to his team, "We will be the ones." This implied that they will be the teams that bring greatness back to MSU football. Since then, a Big Ten title, a Rose Bowl, and a Cotton Bowl. More success is sure to come our way.